Here are some pages from a project manager's notebook that I found in the attic. This page was about change metaphors. So you're in charge of a project, and inevitably this involves the implementation of some changes. How do you bring about a change that really lasts, and not just some sort of short-lived behaviors that look like change but actually revert to the old situation as soon as you leave the room? How do you do that? In every old-fashioned training session, you've been told that it involves the unfreeze, then move, then refreeze triplet. And the unfreeze step is possible when there is some sense of urgency. While it is certainly true that necessity is the mother of many changes, it is not true that these changes stick without additional effort of the people involved, the ones that have to actually modify their behaviors persistently. There are many cases of people becoming frustrated and dysfunctional in the face of urgency and pressure, while not succeeding in bringing about changes to their behavior in such a manner as to allow them to return to a normal, happy and productive life. Real change is a very difficult beast. The reason why the unfreeze, move, refreeze model does not really apply is that it does not take into account the sense-making that people need in order to feel harmonious and functional. The freeze metaphor is a very mechanical model that actually looks upon behavioral change as if it were physics, as if people behave like ice. Using the freeze metaphor puts you on the wrong track, because it makes you frame the implementation of change as a mechanical thing, and not as what it is really about: sense-making and meaning. People have a need to make sense of their situation, and implementing change is not so much about physics as it is about meaning. Borrowing from Fernando Flores, and compatible with Watzlawick's views about second-order change, these are the alternative 3 steps to change that do take sense-making as the root of change. The steps are, and I'll give some more details: first, articulation, then reconfiguration, then cross-appropriation. Remember this triplet. So the first one, articulation. It means to highlight the things that have been only implicit, or mention stuff that is not talked about at all. Making things visible by giving them a name, getting them out of the dark by discussing them. It is a necessary first step for anything to change. It is the way to start preparing people's mind for a new situation. Uncover hidden assumptions and constraints of the current situation that has some problematic, that's why you want to change it. And highlight the not yet visible possibilities of a new situation. Then the second step is reconfiguration. That is, giving extra meanings to the now articulated subject, adding new associations, creating new connections and symbols. It also includes moving old meanings to the margin. This is necessary to free up space in the conceptual configurations that we all use to build our own world of meanings. And in this freed up space, reconfigured, new meanings can be introduced and take hold. Finally, cross-appropriation, bringing concepts and ideas from one domain into the other domain. This creates a connection bridge in the meaning, a hinging point between 2 domains that were, until now, disjoint. This really reframes the situation in words that are familiar but have not yet been used in this specific context. It's what is sometimes called a boundary object. It requires an act of invention, of creation to achieve this, and it is also a fundamentally language-based activity. In fact, the concept of metaphor, which literally means to carry across, neatly expresses what cross-appropriation is all about. So, thinking up the right metaphors in this third step of the change process is very, very important. All organizational change processes where managers have declared a refreeze without any relevant reconfiguration and cross-appropriation having taken place are therefore incomplete, and I predict they won't generate any lasting results. Because the people involved have not been provided with new meanings to sustain any changed behavior.